Yeah. Well, we're excited. We have a very busy week ahead of us for sure. And I think, we're just really looking forward to getting going, getting started. And sometimes you get to the point in practices where the next thing that you can do is play a game. And I think we're to that point and play a game, really see where we are, and I think we'll come out of this week with a pretty good idea of who our basketball team is.
Are you happy with everything after the exhibition, with improvements that you've been trying to make as the regular season dawns upon you?
Yeah, we've had some really good practices, and I've been proud of our team for that. I think we've had some growth. If we have a practice where maybe it wasn't as sharp as it needs to be, they know it, they understand it, and the next day it's corrected. They do a really good job of bringing energy to every practice, and when you do that, you're going to find ways to improve and get better. So I've been really pleased.
You mentioned getting to the point where you kind of just have to get out on the floor to learn more about your team. Just when did you think your team got to that point, and how eager do you think this team is to play someone besides themselves?
Well, we had a close scrimmage a few weeks ago, and after that close scrimmage, we came back and we improved on some things, and it hit them. It hit them pretty quick that I could tell they're ready to play some games, and at that point, you got to keep motivating, keep finding ways to push them, maybe put in new things. This preseason felt a little bit longer because last year COVID, it was just different, and our players have been, I think they've been chomping at the bit to get out with uniforms on.
What do you remember about coaching against Cindy Stein in the Missouri Valley Conference?
I'm very, very, very familiar with Coach Stein and their program. Playing them multiple times for 6 years, you get to know an opponent really well, and they're going to be tough. They're going to be disciplined. They're highly skilled on the offensive end. It's a veteran team, and they're going to come in not afraid. And I think those are some of the qualities of her team and the things that we can expect to see.
You got a pretty tight turnaround between tomorrow's game and Friday. How are you handling that in terms of preparation for UCF? It should be an early challenge for you guys.
Yeah, UCF it's going to be a really tough game. First on the road, after a quick turnaround against one of the top defenses in the country, and a very veteran team. So that's a huge challenge for us. So we want to take things one game at a time, but we've tried to put in some things offensively and defensively that we feel like could help us for that game on Friday, because we're not going to have a lot of time to work on them on Thursday. So you have to plan a little bit in advance when you're playing a team like Central Florida.
As far as tomorrow, I know you said that you are expecting to kind of see where you are as a team out of tomorrow's game, but do you have any specific goals, just you and the team going into tomorrow's game?
We will have some game goals that we will talk about, and those typically include boards, turnovers, or lack thereof actually, some free throw shooting percentages, and maybe some deflections as well. And each game will different, but those are some of the stats that we'll track throughout the game. As we go, we might have game goals in the middle of the game. So I think we just kind of see how things are going and try to find ways to challenge our team.
You guys struggled with the free throw shooting in the exhibition. Is that an area of concern, or just kind of one bad night?
Well, we coaches, we think every area is a concern when we don't perform well. So I think for us, we just made sure that we were a little bit more intentional in getting those shots up, and something we'll be tracking. We can shoot free throws. We just have to step out and do it in the game.
Yeah, for freshmen coming this year, how valuable will it be to get those girls some solid minutes against other Illinois?
Yeah, so I think early in the season is really good to get your young players, your freshmen, some of your players, even your upperclassmen that maybe are playing different roles. I think it's important to get them minutes in non-conference games, and Obviously for us, it started a little bit with our exhibition game, but a lot this week. And, you know, they need to help us. They need to be able to come in and play quality minutes in big games. And the only way they're going to be able to do that in February, in March, is if they've had the experience in November and in December. And that's what we definitely hope to get for them in this non-conference schedule.
Kind of going off that same thought, just how much for freshmen can you learn and practice that they're ready to play, and how much do you kind of have to see them show it out on the game floor?
Honestly, both. I think we have a pretty good idea of who our freshmen are and what they are going to be able to do. But sometimes when you play in front of the lights with the uniform on against a different opponent, you see a different side of them. So I think both. I think we have a good idea, but now they've got to be able to execute in a game. And, you know, when every play matters times 10, you know, they've got to be able to perform. And we're excited about that, but they have to get that experience.
I know you were missing Emily Saunders last week because of a family issue, but do you have everyone back and healthy for tomorrow's game?
Yeah, we think so. We have some that are nicks and bruises, nothing major, but Emily should be back for the game. And then obviously Marta's unavailable, but we'll hope so for everybody else.
And then it seems like Ray Burrell's getting named to every preseason list. Imagine, not least fell today the Naismith Trophy watch list. How proud of you are you as coach just to see that be recognized?
Yeah, you know, I think she's worked really hard on her game, and she's come out with great attitude. She has handled all of this recognition very well up to this point, and I'm proud of her. I think she's well deserving. I think with her athleticism, her size, and her skill set, and her motor, I think with all those, I think she should be mentioned as one of the best players in the country, and I'm glad she's getting that recognition. Obviously, you know, she wants to win. The ultimate goal is for our team to win, but you know, it's a nice individual recognition.
Last year, COVID obviously had an effect on fans, and you know, not being able to play in front of them. How have you noticed a different kind of energy in the locker room?
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, the exhibition game felt different. It was so good to have fans and have fans closer to the court. You know, I'm so looking forward to that again. The environment here at the University of Tennessee for our games is unlike anywhere else. It's so special. We have so many people here, and they're loud and passionate. They're invested. And we just missed that last year. You know, we had more than most people, but we just didn't get our full capacity. So I'm really excited about this upcoming year with fans. And when we talk to our team about this season, that is the thing that they continue to reference is fans in the stands. And I know that they're looking forward to playing in front of the best in the country.
Unfortunately, you guys will be gone Friday, but you know, Candace Parker is going to be the Grand Marshal for homecoming. You know, how meaningful is that to you to have a former Lady Vol be recognized?
Well, it's great that she's that we're recognizing her, but also that she's able to come back. And she's always been so giving and so loving of this, not just program, but this university, and that's something really special. I think it's great how our entire university and community really embraces Candace and what she did for this program, and then what she's doing now. And we're all so proud of her. Obviously, wish we could be here Friday, but we'll be able to be around and hang out with her a little bit on Saturday.
I know a lot of players has kind of been a staple of your program since you've been here. Just the front of the season, just how many players do you have the confidence that can give you consistent minutes night in and night out?
That's a great question that I probably can't answer accurately at this point, because right now I think everybody has an opportunity, and you know, I want to go deep into the bench, and to do that we've got to have players step up and make plays, and they're going to have a chance. They're all going to have their opportunity. Doesn't mean that if I put you in, you got to score 20 points. You've got to do the little things, and I think everybody is starting to understand their role and what they can bring to this team.
Has it settled in that the regular season is going to start tomorrow? What's your
Not yet.
general excitement?
Not yet. Obviously, a lot of people are playing today. Obviously, the men play today. Other women's basketball teams play today. So I think when we start seeing games being played, I think it will set in a little bit more. Maybe when we have our shoot around tomorrow, it'll really hit me. I was sitting at my desk today planning practice and trying to decide if I have wrapped my head around games start tomorrow, but not just games. I mean, we're at 3 games in 6 days. So yeah, if I hadn't figured it out now, I need to by tomorrow.
This is your 3rd year, and obviously each year's been a little different with COVID, but is there anything that feels a little bit different the day before your first game?
Honestly, right now everything feels different for me, just because it's you got a regular year under your belt. COVID year doesn't really count, but you just feel more comfortable with honestly little things, where you're parking, or where you're going to go in, what it's going to look like, who the ushers are. I mean, just so many little things that there's just a comfort when you've done it. And I think definitely I feel that, but I think our upperclassmen feel that as well. Just knowing their coach and knowing what we are wanting to do. So I feel really good right now when I know how things are going to go. That's definitely important.
All right, thank you, Coach.